Today we are reacting to a video from a Business Insider titled Money Lessons from Older Americans Who Learned the Hard Way. Now, please remember, if we're trying to comment on things from a retirement point of view, we're not trying to make this personal. Sometimes we slip a little bit. We're trying to have fun here. This is supposed to be entertainment. Let's hit play. 12 minutes of hell. Okay.
Dear younger self, huh? That's how you want me to start?
Which part? The beginning?
No, read this first and then skip to that.
Dear younger self,
Dear younger self,
Dear younger self,
make sure you are paid what you're worth.
Save for retirement as much as possible.
Don't cash out all your 401k at once.
I only have about 3 months worth of bill payments in my savings account.
We make very little on Social Security.
I still have to work to pay my bills.
Okay, can we stop? Okay, it's not the point of this. I love her hair. Is it okay if I say that? I love her hair. Okay, this is going to be very interesting to see where we're going from here.
Do we need to hold hands?
We might need to hold hands.
This is scary.
I'm worried that my investments won't last me.
I don't have any retirement funds put away at all.
Okay.
Okay.
Yeah, keep going.
Are you ready now?
Dear younger self,
Open up a Roth IRA and learn how to invest.
Don't pile up debt.
I would tell myself to hold on to my investment portfolio.
Pause. Okay, so I finally figured this out. Because again, we didn't have a whole lot of intro to this, okay? So obviously the videos are, these people right now are writing letters to the younger self, and what they are all going to be enumerating on camera for the whole world to see is the mistakes they think they've made. Correct. All right, so with what I said, now that truck driver is very likely probably an independent contractor, because my understanding is a lot of long-haul truckers are independent contractors. He's 77 years old. He's got a nice house and zero retirement. Ugh.
Well, we'll see.
And he's probably still driving. So, Katherine?
We'll see. Well, so far this hasn't been what you expected it to be.
Yeah, well, let's see.
Okay.
Let's see where I'm guessing here. Okay?
And give less.
Your home is one of your biggest assets. Protect it.
After I retired, I cashed out my entire 401k, deposited $110,000 for a down payment on the house. I also paid a 45% income tax bill by taking all the money at once.
I opened a Roth IRA when I was 54 finally, and I put $6,000 in it and let it sit there because I didn't know that you were supposed to invest it.
I think if I were to just leave my money alone.
She's done what we see a lot of people do. They put it in, people make a deposit into a brokerage account, and somehow, I'm not picking on this person, this might not have been her situation, but they think it's invested. And it's in cash, earning nothing, paying fees, So with the number one, everything here, the overarching theme, I think, is be very aware of what you're doing, be purposeful, be thoughtful, and make sure what you're involved with is doing what you think it's doing.
Well, like the first person who cashed out their whole 401k plan just hiked up their income in 1 year, and then they had a lot more taxes.
They might have had...
it could... Yeah, so...
This is all easy. I mean, the whole point of she is going, oh, okay, I screwed up. Okay, yes, she's not disagreeing with us. But what happened there, so the reason why she's in the 45% income tax bracket is she took everything out all at once. It added to her income level for that year. Again, I'm making numbers up, don't know what this person's normal situation is.
But if she had done Roth, she could have done it.
Right. Exactly, but that's okay. So that's confusing the point. Okay.
No, it's not. It's like if you're planning to do it, then do it that way.
Okay. Talking about taxes. Okay. But if her normal tax bracket, let's say, was 25%, and she thinks she's going to be taking some money out, and she's going to be taxed at 25%. No, that money is income for that year, and it affects your tax bracket for that year. Hit play.
Not move it around, then it would be worth a lot more today.
A financial advisor explained to me that I had to invest it, and I did. And now it's over $41,000.
Oh, it really did.
Okay, so
I would definitely advise younger people to put a maximum amount in their 401k or IRA match because that money grows over time.
Just imagine if I had knew how to do that
is it
when
a
I was
filter?
25 instead of 55. It would be quite a bit more.
It's way better if you plan something way ahead of time than wait till
pause.
the end. Like
IRA match.
yeah, I don't know what an IRA match is. No, he said put your maximum in your 401k or IRA match. Okay, we are going to correct. We are compliant.
Apples and oranges.
Yes, 401k. Yes, if your employer does a match, not everybody does. When he is saying IRA match, there's no such thing. There are simple IRAs that can have a match. All right. Right. So that is probably what he's talking about. So basically, if your employer offers an employee deferral program that gives you some kind of match, make sure you're deferring at least enough to get the full match, etc. Look at our other videos.
we have.
Up we go. There you go. There you go. There you go. This is where he likes to sit. We didn't realize that Social Security would be so little.
Most of my debt has accumulated with things beyond my control. It's not like we go to Vegas and have a great time and run our credit card up, but we've always needed them as well when we've fell on hard times.
I missed one payment
That's
on the
not
credit card, and it just ballooned. Within 6 months, it completely doubled.
The Federal Housing Administration gave us a loan. The interest rate back then was 13 3/4, and it just grew so fast. Eventually, our loan was so big we couldn't manage it, and we ended up moving off of the farm.
Now we've had to go into thousands of dollars of credit card debt to pay our bills. We don't have a savings account anymore, and our credit scores are tank.
Yeah.
Okay.
Will it go off if I put it on airplane mode? Will
That
it ding
is-
ding?
yeah.
I've learned that in matters of finance, you have to make decisions without being overly emotional.
That 13% interest on the farm, that's got to be 80s, I'm thinking. Well, our house in 86, I think we were we got a 7 or 8% loan, and I think we thought we were lucky.
There were some years where they
There
were
was some
18%.
years. No, there was some years when I did real estate for a very brief time. I was in residential real estate, and somebody had signed a 30-year mortgage at like 20% interest with no prepayment possibility.
That's
That's
the
was
part you
later
need.
on. Yeah, it was really bad. Well, it was really bad.
Yeah.
I don't even drive by my old farm. It's really a very negative part of my life when I see what we could have had.
Okay, we're not giving iOS advice.
I have always offered financial help to friends to help them get through a difficult time, not realizing I was less fortunate too.
When you get to our age, it's a little late in the game to try to fix it because the damage is already done. So if you're young and you're working, don't be afraid to put back an extra $20 a week or whatever, and don't touch it.
I'm currently an over-the-road trucker. My current financial situation is probably the reason I keep trucking at my age. I haven't seen too many 80-year-olds out there.
It's
He
okay
is
to care
77
about
years old.
people.
Yeah, a
However,
trucker.
you have to look at what it is costing you mentally and financially. You only have so many years to prepare for retirement.
Yeah. Well,
Dear younger self,
Prioritize your health to avoid financial and physical hardships.
Be prepared for unexpected expenses.
Things change, circumstances change.
I didn't
now,
plan
the one
on
thing
pancreatic
that,
cancer.
this is the one thing that we're not talking about here is the the fact that it basically doubles every decade you delay to get a certain amount. Because remember, we got a video on this. Hopefully we can do a link to it. If it's $10, I mean, again, if it's $10 when you're 20, it's $20 when you're 30. It's $40 when you're 40. It's $80 when you're 50. It doubles all the time. So the longer you wait, the more you have to do. You don't have our friend compound interest to help.
At the age of 62. But even with good insurance, chemo, surgery, radiation, and a second round of treatment when the cancer came back caused me to meet my annual $2,500 out-of-pocket maximum for the past 3 years.
My wife had her heart issue. Her income changed immediately.
My jobs were physically taxing, and I feel that contributed to some of the medical conditions. On a scale of 1 to 10, my health is probably a 6.
She was making over $50,000 a year plus benefits, and suddenly she couldn't work.
My savings have been spent on medical bills. I only have enough left to cover my bills for a few months. I can no longer work, so I survive on disability benefits. I can't afford any financial missteps.
I don't know if I can retire anytime soon. It depends on if my health holds up. Dear younger self,
Don't retire early.
Continue working as long as you can.
I just wish I could have worked longer. It really would have helped us.
I lost my job. I was sort of forced into retirement.
When I was 58, I had more than $500,000 saved for retirement.
So there are a lot of lessons here. Some of this just seems to be really bad luck.
Well, we'll see what they bring home, though, because I think they're. Do you think there will be an epiphany at the end?
No, this is not a Disney movie. Bambi is dead at the end of this. Sorry. Let's keep going.
I turned in my retirement paperwork. What a mistake that was.
You sit around and get bored, and retirement's boring. It really is.
I have no desire just to lay on the couch and eat brownies
so that
every
means
day.
she took
I just think
$500,000
I have to
out in
stay
1 year.
active and do something.
All of a sudden, I had no important decisions to make and no social network anymore.
I went from hoping I live a really long time to being worried that I will outlive my savings. It's not a great way to feel.
I tried to return to part-time work recently. No one's hiring, or if they are, they're not looking for people my age.
It's challenging to get a job when you're in your 60s.
I don't know if it's my age, but I rarely ever hear back from anybody.
I tried my best to look as young as possible.
I don't feel very marketable at this point.
Honestly, I think they really don't want an old guy who's going to have to take a day off to go to the doctor.
I had a college degree and great office skills, but employers wanted a cute 20-something at the front desk.
I mean, for the most part, even as sick as I am, I could probably outwork anybody in this neighborhood.
In February 2023, I finally started a full-time job with the state agency employer who was willing to give me a chance. I was 63.
I got my first...
Do you know, it's easy to have throwaway comments like that about people. A lot of that is...
Theirs or ours?
Theirs.
Okay.
You know, a lot of it's keeping your skills up. Some of this, I'd say the new generation actually talks about having their side hustle that can turn into their revenue stream as they get older. I mean, there's some of this, I understand the idea and the hope that an employer will have a job for you. But part of this is actually thinking that they will versus planning to be hireable or planning to have something that you can make some side money on.
Well, we're going to give the fire people a little less grief, okay? You know, not one of these people yet has said find fire when I'm 35, okay? Okay?
None of them are working on their side hustles.
None of them working on their side hustles, okay? And actually, with what she's talking about here, this remote-only environment is actually a boon for her, simply based on not having to be in the office, but being able to work remotely if you've got the tech skills to do it, if you've been keeping up with technology, and we haven't heard anybody talk about that yet. But that's also part of your retirement readiness.
Yeah, keeping your brain going. So I'm not trying to blame people, but it's keeping your options open as you age, right? And it's people think retirement and things, you just stop working and you hang out all the time. And it's like, have a little bit more of a savvy plan going. Because more things happen. It's not as easy as at 60 years old, I get to retire and it'll all go fine.
I did.
Freelance writing gig last week, so there's a new chapter to write, just when I thought it was time for the epilogue.
I'm also doing polymer clay sculptures when I get stressed out.
Yay,
That's
they're
what I
talking
do.
about
If
side
I
hustles.
sell it, I feel even better.
You're good at it.
I'm good. Well, thank
Very
you.
cool.
I'm good at it, I guess.
I'm working on becoming a
I'm sorry, I'm thinking
content
of plastic
creator.
explosives.
I want to
God,
give
that's why he's never
opinions
retired.
on various things in society, also traveling,
gonna be his-
camping, that kind of thing.
I am happy right now.
There we go.
Because I have a great job.
There we go.
People say they have to go to work. I say I get to go to work.
Don't retire.
Don't retire. Work as long as you can.
No, I would do
really.
it in a New York minute, man. I'd
Yeah.
go back to work and love every minute of it.
There we go. See?
So you say, dear younger self, pursue a career you're passionate about.
Dear younger self, don't wait
These
to
are the
embrace
opposite of fire.
change.
Dear younger self, pursue a career that you're passionate about.
Find a passion, even if it's just a hobby.
When I was younger, I also knew deep down that my
Yes.
teaching career didn't suit me.
I was a self-taught musician. In my early
Yes.
career, I was playing clubs, bringing home $150 to $200 a week, and that was back in the early to mid-'70s.
I started playing guitar when I was about 11 years old.
Instead of jumping ship then, I dug in and pursued a higher degree in the same field, thinking the promotion would make up for the lack of personal satisfaction.
I moved away from music and got into jobs that offered a regular paycheck.
When I became a librarian,
Nope.
I did take a pay cut from my teaching career, but it was well worth it to me because I loved going to work so much every day.
My biggest regret is not having followed through with my music. I still love it. I just can't do it as well as I used to, but I still love it. Though. That part will never die.
When you're playing and singing, and it just makes you feel good in general. And my wife likes to hear me sing, and I guess that's the reason I do it.
So do those two guys need to make a band? That's what Filippo's saying. Yeah. And then a little go out and busk, right?
The one thing I think both Steve and I did right was we made sure that we took care of our parents.
One thing I
Smaller
know I
store.
did right was staying connected with people.
My financial choices allowed me to raise and support my children while teaching them to be independent and socially responsible.
So based on pause.
Unexpected.
So based on their photos of them as young people, they're all our age. Because I keep looking for myself in the back of some of these pictures. I know people who dressed like that when I was 20.
Okay.
Well, no,
Just keep going.
Keep going.
Keep going.
The changes make living in the moment a good skill to have, and I'm always ready to shift gears when needed.
I live on my farmland. I am fortunate to own the land and live mortgage-free.
Oh,
I take
There
it
we
one day
go.
at a time. I'm thankful I made it through the day and get up the next day and do it again.
My
So,
greatest
yeah, I was not
accomplishment
gonna say
is
that.
having 3 beautiful daughters who are educated, caring, and productive members of society. That is worth more than all the money in the world.
Mostly we just want to get somewhere where at least there's community,
It's a
where people
big
seem to
laptop.
care for each other.
I can't waste time looking back at what might have been. My choices, good or bad, are my responsibility.
Somewhere along the way, I learned to approach life with curiosity instead of despair. And that's when everything became adventure instead of trepidation. That's when life got really good. I hope you
Maybe
start
Bambi
earlier
lives
than
at the
I
end of
did.
this.
But first, open up that Roth IRA.
there
Love
we go.
Your much older self, Nancy Seeger.
Oh my goodness. Okay.
You're gonna cry.
All right.
All that reading to kids. No.
Okay. Might have to do take 2 on this.
So that's the end of it.
Your
Okay.
younger self, yeah.
But then mine,
Okay.
Yeah.
Catherine, I dare you to try to wrap this up.
You know what's actually nice about it is it's a storyline that shows problems, issues, some resolutions, a little bit of acceptance, and then actually looking for some
A little bit of
opportunity.
responsibility.
So
taken.
so what I really like to say is this is what life is. When you watch videos, a lot of times videos are like, if you do these 3 things, your life is gonna be perfect. Or I really screwed up because when I was young, I didn't understand everything I did when I was old. And it's like, you are a human being. It takes a while to learn, and you're gonna make mistakes. Things go up and down, all sorts of stuff happens. So
With all the self-help books out there isn't really a manual for this.
So everybody's learning as they go. And so some of it is good habits really do pay off in the end. So go for those good habits. Don't wait on them. But then also give yourself a little grace and then keep trying. You know? So, I mean, I think that's how you wrap it up. That there can actually be videos that are balanced and show a whole arc of what people are doing. And I think the people in general were making it happen. It's just it was at different levels than they expected.
Definitely.
Because actually everybody thinks retirement is like on the other side of the rainbow and everything's perfect and everything goes so well. And it's like,
So I
Still working on
two
things.
very small takeaways from this to add in, because I think this is going a little long here. All right, if you're going to be taking before you take out discretionary withdrawals, make sure you understand all the tax implications, not some of them, not have a guess, not Google. Make sure you understand all the tax ramifications of making that withdrawal dollar amount on that date. Okay, and then
save
number
so
two,
much money just to pay it in taxes
Yeah.
in one big lump sum.
and then the other thing is to make sure you understand your risk tolerance, how that changes over time, and to make sure your investments are doing what you think they are doing. All right. Or find a professional financial advisor. All right.
Yeah.
So now then, if you want to see how much you can save when starting a new 401k plan, please check out our tax credit calculator with the link in the description. And you guys know what to do. Like, subscribe. We're here and we got a lot more people watching some of these videos to help learn how to do their job. We love that. Thank you very much. We would really, really love a comment or two if your employer will let you do that. That'd be fantastic. Okay. And if you do comment and you're expecting a reply back and it might
It's his
take
job.
No, it's not. If it takes a little bit longer to get back to you, please be patient. We're not ghosting you on purpose. All right. Okay. All right. And don't forget, you know what to do. Don't forget to keep those cards and letters coming.
Toodaloo.